Well, hello. What we're going to learn today is your first ever Visual Basic. Now, you should already have opened up Visual Studio and you will see this. What we're going to do is we're going to create within this a new project. Now you can see here I've chosen one color scheme, which is the one on the left. You may well have chosen a different one. It's absolutely fine. You can pick any you like. So, first thing is go File. Once you've clicked on File, I want you to go New Project. Now, you will get this window. On the left hand side there, you see it says Visual C Sharp, and up there C Sharp, and that little green bit in the one. You don't want Visual C Sharp, so you're going to minimize that and go to Visual Basic. It's very important you click on Visual Basic, and now you can see it says Windows Form Application. What you want to do is click on Windows Form Application. Now we go down to the name. Where the name is now, I'd like you, without any spaces, to type in Hello World. I've camel cased it so it's a capital W instead of a space. Do not worry about the location. It will store it in the location in your My Documents automatically, and you should leave it there. It will actually be in a folder called Visual Studio. And click OK. Now, that's going to take a moment to build. And while it's building, we're just saying, basically, a project, which is what you've created, is a collection of VB code, forms, any extra pictures or sounds, and it holds it all in a folder. So right now it is making a project folder for me, and it's called it Hello World. If I want to open it, I could just go to My Documents, find the Visual Studio folder, go into Projects and double click into the Hello World folder, and then double click on Hello World. Right, here it is. Now, a bit of paperwork first, just so we're on the same place. Can you click on the window? Oh, I'm just clicking so. Click on the window, and you should see what I see now. On the right hand side, you should see a Solution Explorer. In fact, it will be above Properties, and then you'll see this form appearing. Let's just move Solution Explorer to the top. And there it goes, and Properties underneath, right? And on the left hand side, one of them will say Toolbox, and that's quite important. Okay, now we don't need Solution Explorer here, so we're going to unhide it by clicking on that small pin there, and that will unhide. And it will then move to the right hand side when we click on it. So we can always call this if you want, and you should just have then Properties on the right hand side, and that is pinned. On the left hand side, we want the Toolbox, so we click on Toolbox. And then we go up to where that will say Auto Hide, and this little pin, you click on that, and now that is pinned to the desktop. That's exactly what you want. Right. Okay. Now you can save at this point, which is the double floppies. And so all you just do is click those, and it should automatically save it for you. It's a really good thing to save regularly with this. Okay. Once you've saved, if you like, you could even run this. Now, if you see there it says Start, click on the Start. It may take a moment or two to save, but that's absolutely fine. It will then run, and this whole area here, that's your design area. That you can't actually test anything. You can't click on the button to see it working, but you can here. So this is your Windows form. This is what you're making. It's a totally different program, and that's the design form. And you can't work on the design form whilst the Windows form is active. So that guy there. It doesn't do much at the moment, but you can maximize it. You can minimize, or you can close it. If you close it there, you actually stop the program from running it, and you get back to the start. And at this point now, if you can see the green start, you can actually start to build your form, and you can program it. Now, so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to start building this form, putting some things inside it. Now, I call this Hello World because your first program is going to be to make a Hello World. We want to take a button from the toolbox, and we want to take a label. But before we go any further, just to make sure your toolbox looks the same as mine, you may well see that your toolbox looks like this, with nothing open. Or you may see that the All Windows Forms is open and you get too many objects. Now, minimize that and just have the common controls open. And that way you'll see button, which you use quite a bit in common controls, and a bit further down, label. And you just drag a label across so that on your form is one button and one label. Now, if you remember in Scratch, everything ran when you clicked on the green flag. That's what we call an event. Well, you need to make an event for this as well, and the event is going to be clicking on that button 1. So we double click really quickly on button 1. It's very important you double click on button 1 and not any other object or the form itself, or this won't work. So if you do click on button 1, so click really fast on it, rather than the form or the label. Here we go. It might take a moment to load up, and you'll see that we've actually got some program code. This one says button 1 underscore click on the left, button 1 dot click on the right, and that's really important. As long as it says that, then you know you've clicked on the right thing. If it says anything else, then you've clicked on the wrong thing. Please don't retype it. Now, you can still see that you have the form design is on a separate tab. If I double click on label, you see it doesn't say button 1, it says label 1 click, and that's not what we want. If you do that, just ignore it. Yeah, it's button 1 click is what we need. So, on that, what we're going to do is we're going to get that label 1 to say hello world when you click on button 1. Now, all the code between private sub and end sub of that, so if double click on it again, it takes us there, will be run when you click on it. So we're now going to start by typing in the words me. Don't worry about me. Me just means form 1 dot. Now I'm going to type in label, and it's label 1. I haven't changed the name. Dot text equals, and then in speech marks at shift 2, hello world, and you can put a space in this time. When I click off it, you'll notice there is no underlines, there's no red or green underlines, so it should work. Save it, and then when you're ready and you're happy, just hit the start button as well to test it. Here we go. Again, it may take a moment to start, but once it is, you've created your first ever Visual Basic program. Congratulations. You can see down in the, there we go. And now when I click on button 1, hello world appears. You've done it. Now that's the thing that you all must achieve today, is creating your hello world. I'm going to close this form, go back to design view. I'm now going to go on the tab back into form design, and notice on the properties on the right hand side of form 1, they change when you click on different objects. So that property will change. So if I click on form 1 and I find somewhere you'll see text form 1, ignore at the top there it says name. Please don't touch that. Leave name well alone, but down somewhere later you've got text and form 1, and you can change that. So I'm going to change it and just say my first VB, which is Visual Basic form, and when I click OK, up the top there it's written my first VB form. Now you can do exactly the same for the button and label, change the text, but then also in the properties I want you to experiment with the background colors, see how you can change things, experiment with the font. Don't forget to save once you've done everything, and then hit run again and see how it looks. Okay, well that's what you've got to do. You may rewind this video any stage. Off you go.